I'm sorry, I cannot speak Italian language. So when you have said that, I look like the Italian person.
Mi dispiace di non saper parlare italiano, anche se c'è gente che mi ha detto che assomigliavo a un'italiana.
It is a thing of great pleasure and great hope to see that there is so much of truthful seeking in the whole world.
È un grande piacere e una grande speranza di vedere che c'è tanta gente che ricerca in tutto il mondo.
The seekers are a special category of human beings.
Jai Shri Mataji. Jai Shri Mataji, Duilio Cartocci ji. Thank you for joining us from Italy this afternoon while we are here in England in the heart of the universe. This was Shri Mataji's beautiful public program on the 12th of November, way back in 1981. Um, and this is where you got your realization. Would you please tell us where you were? How old were you? What were you doing when you went to this public program of Shri Mataji and she's telling us about these beautiful, deep, profound truths?
Wow. Uh, Usually, I'm not accustomed to speak about myself, and I would prefer to talk about Sri Mataji.
Just
As,
briefly.
just very briefly, yeah, it was in Rome. It was the 21st of November of 1981, and it was the first public program that Sri Mataji had in Italy. She was accompanied by some yogi from around Europe, especially from Switzerland. I remember Gregoire was there, Ruth was there. Ruth was doing the translation of Shmataji's talk.
Mhm.
And yeah, and then she had four talks, four evening, one after the others. And so for 4 nights we could be, and we were with her, let's say, and it was wonderful. I was doing my military service. I was in the Navy. So for 18 months, I was posted in a city close to Rome on the sea. I was living on a boat, so I could go there in the evening and to meet Sri Mataji.
How old were you?
That time I was 21.
21. Okay,
Yeah.
great. And so Shri Mataji is talking about sacrum bone, the Kundalini. What did you feel back then? Like,
To see her for me was a complete revelation.
yeah.
Uh, since the first moment, it was clear that Shri Mataji was something special. And in that time, I already used to keep a diary.
Uh-huh.
So in my diary, in the same night, I wrote in capital letter, "Today I met the Divine Mother."
Wow.
So for me, it was clear since the first moment. Also because the night before meeting Shri Mataji, something strange happened to me. That I was just in front of the sea in the middle of the night and on a beach, and I never prayed in my life. I didn't know about God. It doesn't matter much me about God, about religion, all these things. But I was a seeker in the sense that I was trying to understand the meaning of a life, the meaning of myself, and for all my youngs, I can say, I was wondering and looking for it, for the answer. And that night, for the first time, I got the full perception that I'd reached the end of my search, in the sense that I felt for the first time that I couldn't go further alone. So till that night, most probably I was so full of ego, also because, I mean, when we were talking about the search, no one could understand what I was talking about. So I was looking alone. And that night, I remember I was in front of the sea and I just say, looking at the sky, oh God, I don't know if you are there or not. I don't know if you exist or not, but what I know is that I did whatever I could do alone. So, or you send me someone to guide me right now, or I am ready to live my life right now also. So to live like that is not anymore interesting to me. So, or you give me the all, or you give me nothing. And then, so I was truly at the end of my search. And the next day, I saw a poster in Rome and I saw Shri Mataji, and that was the answer for me, so clear. So that is also, I had no doubt that it was the answer to my quest.
Precisely. I mean, what a sort of dramatic way that you address the skies and God
Mhm.
send
But,
a guide,
but
and God
yeah,
does that. Um,
but I feel that it was somehow the Kundalini that was moving on
yes,
because when Shri Mataji arrived in a city, most probably she's shaking the
yes,
seeker of the city. So actually, it was the Kundalini. I suppose, I don't know, I suppose, but to be such a strong experience, most probably it was just shaking me to be ready to receive
absolutely.
her. She said that she's looking. She called every one of us. She called every Sahaja Yogi to her. So, I mean, I suppose it is a quite common experience in the
Yes,
sense that every one of us was called by her.
yes. Give us a sense of the public program, please. Like how many people were there? What was the atmosphere like in 1981 in Rome, in Italy, please?
Yeah, not so many. It was a small library, bookshop,
Uh-huh.
and it was a bookshop. The first two nights were in a bookshop. The second two nights were in the hall of a journalist in Rome. And yeah, not so many people were there. I mean, I was sitting in the front as I came first in the room.
Yeah.
I was just in the first row. And the back, we can say around 50 people, something like that. The hall
Okay.
was not big enough for everyone. The yogi that were there, I remember they were standing on the side of the room to let place for the new seekers. And yeah, uh, I can just recall that it was such a cold night. It was in November, and that I was sure that I was going to miss my last train. And of course, I had no money to sleep in a hotel, so I knew that I had to pass the night in the cold of the winter. But the desire to be with Shri Mataji even for 5 minutes more was so strong that for the first night I was sleeping on the street, let's say, and just just to be with her. It was, I mean, it was really great. It was great. It was for me. It was just the beginning of my life, let's say. So that's it.
Yes, indeed. The beginning of an enlightened life connected with the supreme power, which is immense. And so 4 days with Shri Mataji, we'll provide the links in the introduction to the video here with your interview where Shri Mataji spoke. And then what happens after that? Like you've met Shri Mataji, you've heard her, you've been in her holy presence. What happens next?
But you are just a new yogi, so she went away, and then we had the follow up, and then we continue with a small group that was there. Very few people remained. So, and then little by little things were going on, yeah, I just sent you a photo, for example, of one puja, just a little anecdote that while doing the military service, you cannot go out of your country because if you leave a country, it's like of, I don't know how you say, desertion, where you are escaping your country, so you can be penally sued. But I remember I just escaped and I went to this puja that is Sri Ganesha Puja 82 in Switzerland, in Magda's house, and they were this wonderful puja, and so I took this photo of Shri Mataji, and I found this photo so beautiful because she is so innocent and she looks like the embodiment of innocence, truly a Sri Ganesha puja. And of course, when I came back, no one noticed my leaving, my absence. So it was just perfect. And yeah,
Uh,
this was the first puja I had the occasion to participate.
so just to recap, you this is Shri Ganesh Puja in 1982 in Switzerland. And
Yes.
because you were in the Navy, you weren't getting time off, but you anyway went and attended the puja and went back and took this lovely photo of Shri Mataji where she's so childlike, as you
Yeah.
say, absolute personification of Shri Ganesha. Um,
Yeah.
and
Innocent.
then you went back to your Navy headquarters, wherever, and no one noticed your absence. So
Exactly. Exactly.
brilliant.
It was quite a big risk, but of course you don't even consider that. You just go and
Yes.
finish, and everything's went well. And then things started going on, and then we could invite in '84. We could invite Shimataji to come to Milan because I am from Como, that is a little city close to Milano.
Oh,
Uh,
yes.
so in that time in Italy we were very few. In Milano I was alone. So I could invite Shimataji to come to Milano to start we had a public program there, and yeah, it was so beautiful. This is another photo of that we took in 1982 during the India tour, and we can see the bench of yogi that were there. And yeah, this is Gregoire. A few of them are there. I mean, we can recognize many friends there.
Yes.
Some are still around, some has gone. And
Yes.
what happened that time we had two buses. The
Uh-huh.
next year we had three buses, and then in '84 we had four buses. Every year one bus more was adding. At the
Wow.
end we were seven, eight buses, and then at the end we had to take a train altogether.
So
Uh,
whereabouts is this in 1982 in April?
no, it was
No, not
in December,
December. Okay.
December '82.
In in Maharashtra somewhere.
Yes, in Maharashtra. Yes, that was the end of the tour. Yes, exactly.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this is one of the photos. Being with Shimataji in the beginning, we were very few and we could stay close to her quite easily. And some beautiful night, we were just sitting in the sugarcane field and passing the night there, sleeping there in the open air. And one day Shimataji came, they arranged an iron bed for her, and she lay down with all of us. I was sitting just very close to her, and I could take this picture. So nice, her. She is embracing this Indian child, and the girl sitting on the bed close to her is one of the grandnephew of Shimataji.
Wow.
Granddaughter, sorry, granddaughter of Shimataji. Yeah.
Ah, beautiful,
So
beautiful.
it was quite a rustic life, but very, very pleasant, so full of joy. I remember
Absolutely.
one night in front of her was a fire, and we had fire, and we were looking at the sky, and I could thank Shimataji for the beautiful sky full of stars, and she was so much enjoying. And yeah, beautiful night we passed there.
Wow. Such lovely photo.
Yes, this one is one photo uh, that actually she chose and she asked to put this photo on in the castle. It is just in the main saloon in the castle in the palace here in Cabella. If you come to Cabella, you can see this photo on the wall of her main room.
So when and where was this taken, please?
This was taken in '84 during a public program in Rome because she came to Milano and then from Milano we went to Rome. And that year in '84 we had also a wonderful puja in Como on the lake. It was a Shri Ekadesha Rudra puja. And then we went to Milano for the public program, and then we went to to Rome, and this was taken in Rome. And if you allow me, I will tell a little anecdote
Of
that we had
course.
with Sri Mataji. I was driving the car in Milano after the public program, and we had an hall of 1,200 people, and the hall was completely full, completely full. And Shri Mataji was very pleased at the end of the program. And so I was supposed to drive her from the meeting hall to the house where she was resting and staying. But I am not from Milano, and I was quite young, so I didn't know much the roads of Milano. And at that time, as you know, we had no mobile, no telephone, no navigator.
No sat navs, GPS.
Yeah, no GPS. So what happened that I suddenly we pass in front of the Scala of Milano, and Scala is the main theater in Milano. So I could show to Shri Mataji, this is the Scala, the famous theater, blah 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 blah, and then we drove, and I drove most probably for half an hour, 1 hour, and then again we passed again in front of the same place, in front of a Scala. And Shri said, Duilio, we passed already from here. What are you doing? And that I had to admit, Shri Mataji, I lost my way. I don't know where to go now. And she said, okay, you could tell me before. So go straight right, left. And she drove me home. Actually, Shri Mataji, she was the first time she came to Milano. She was in Milano, but she know exactly how to drive. And of course, she explained that when you have a very good Muladhara, you can go home as aboard as is doing. So and that again is such a show how she was. And one night while because I was doing the translation of a talk of Shri Mataji on the stage, and suddenly I did some mistake in the translation, and she correct me. So when I was in the car, I asked her, Shimataji, how could you know that I did a mistake in the translation when actually you don't know Italian? And she told that she can see the thought before it becomes words. That is why she can understand every language in the world.
She
She
can.
can she can understand what are you thinking
Ah,
before you are speaking. So that is why she can understand that you are doing a wrong translation.
amazing.
That's
Wow.
amazing. Yeah, that's it.
So, on this occasion, and this is Shrimataji's first visit to Milano in 1984,
Yeah,
and amazing miracle that she sort of led you to where you had to go, giving the
yeah,
directions when you were reluctant to ask her, probably hesitating how to ask Shrimataji.
yeah. When you know that you are driving the Shakti,
Yes,
sometimes it's not so easy, huh?
of course.
But of course, she's so motherly that she never put you in stress, actually. And that also is a risk because she was always so motherly with us that sometimes people lose. There
Yeah.
is not, I don't say the respect, but that kind of awe that you should
Yes.
have in front of the divine. No, actually, she's Mahamaya, and she can create illusion for Shri Brahma, Shri Vishnu, Shri Shiva. So what are you? Of
Mere
course, in front of
mortals.
her, you are completely in a big illusion, in a big
Yeah.
manner.
True. So where exactly did you take this photo, Duilio?
This one, as I told, I suppose it was in Sala Borromini, that is a hall, but it was in the center of Rome.
In center of Rome. Okay.
Yeah,
And it's very, very good to know that Shrimataji actually asked that this photograph of Shrimataji be placed in the saloon
yeah,
of the castle, Cabella.
yes.
Wow.
And
Did she give any reason or just
no, no, I don't know. One day I saw this picture in Bessalone, and I came to know that she asked to put it there, but I didn't know before when she did it. So actually, uh, yeah, I don't know why. I was looking at photo, yeah, but made by Gregoire the same day, but nothing. Okay.
Okay.
Because why I'm talking to you, this is a book that from where I took all this picture that I just printed with all the photo of Sri Mataji that
Wow,
I had
beautiful.
occasion to take it, along the years.
Yes, no, it's lovely that you show that, and we'll provide the links for your books because you've written quite a few and
Yeah.
very nice too. Tell us about this photo, please.
This one was taken during the Shankranti Puja, in Mumbai in 1984. It was
Oh,
in Mumbai. So the Shankranti, as you know, is the 14th of January,
yes.
84. It was the first puja we had that year when we arrived in India for the Maharashtrian tour. As you know, in the past, Shri Mataji used to do two tours. One was in Maharashtrian, in all Maharashtra, and the other one was in the north of India,
Okay.
Delhi, Jaipur, and so on. And I used to do the Maharashtrian tour. And so it was usually started in Mumbai and was photo was of the first puja exactly during the Shankranti puja. Also,
Wow.
that is a quite majestic photo, and Shri Mataji is very
Beautiful.
majestic, yeah, like truly a queen,
Absolutely.
the queen of heaven. This is during a public program, during a musical program in the night, because every night we had occasion to stay with Shri Mataji for listening music and something. We were so few of us, so it was very easy to sit close to Shri Mataji, stay close to her, and so I could take this picture of her feet. She was
Beautiful.
laying down on a sofa, listening music.
Wow.
And I mean, I found it interesting to see the feet of Shimataji in this position.
Yes, because usually we see only the top of the feet, isn't it? It's just
Yeah.
nice, beautiful to see the soul of Shri Adi Shakti's holy
And
feet.
if I can remember, if you can come back to that, if you allow me, there is a
Yes,
story
please,
that is very dear to me
please.
because in 85 we had a puja in Rome. It was a Sri Ganesha puja in Rome. And after the public program and so on, we had this Ganesha puja. And I didn't know that. But then I stayed 2 years without seeing Shri Mataji anymore for some reason. I didn't know that, but for sure she knew. And at the end of the puja, she called me in her room. She was laying on the bed and she asked me to come closer to her. And she stretched her feet out of the bed. She was laying down on the bed, on her back, and she stretched the feet out of the bed like it is now, and she asked to put the Sahasrara under her feet and press with the hand.
Wow.
So it was such a so also this photo somehow remember me that moment because I had the same vision. And I remember in my stupidity, I was thinking that I had to think something positive. I was so young, and I was just 24, but okay, I came and I put my head under her feet and pressed with my hand. I pressed her feet on my Sahasrara, and it was like jumping into the sea. You know when you jump into the sea and for the first moment you don't understand anything. You are just lost. You just feel that you are in another dimension, another world, and you don't know you don't know anymore about time, about space. You are completely in another dimension. And then okay, and then after that you say, okay, now you can go. And I didn't know what does it mean, but I stayed for a few years without seeing her, and that it was I saw it was a kind of protection she was putting on.
Yes. Where
on
was this then?
Sorry,
Where were you in
it
Shri when this
it was
happened?
it was exactly in Rome after the Sri Ganesha Puja we had.
In
So
1984.
so for 1985 it was in
19.
June.
Uh-huh.
Uh, um, and yeah, it was a one. In an ashram called Bikini Ashram. So
Uh-huh.
we were there, and Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
strong experience.
Mataji gave you that well blessing to
Yeah.
to be without seeing her but connected inside to to hold on to her.
Yeah, and something happened that days, because in that days I was driving the car of Shri Mataji around Italy in Milano and in Rome. So one night we were coming back from the public program in Rome, most probably the same program that you saw the photo there. And as I was driving the car, Shri Mataji was talking about Canadian guy who for some reason has have gone against her. And
Uh-huh.
she was quite sad, and she said, I'm so sad for him because I cannot do nothing for him, because once he goes against me, I cannot help him anymore. So I remember that in the beginning, we were sitting like that the driver was here and Shimataji was sitting in the front seats, so that the three people can sit on the bed, on the back, because we had only few cars. So to fit more people in the car, three yogi were sitting on the back, Shimataji in the front, and I was driving. So that night, listening this story, I put my heart while driving. I put my right hand on my heart, and humbly I asked Shimataji, Shimataji, please, may I ask you a boon? Something that usually you don't do. You cannot ask a boon to the divine. But it was so spontaneous, and I asked Shimataji, may I ask you a boon? And she kept silent for a while, and then she said, okay, now you ask. And because she was so prasanna, she was so pleased about the night, the beautiful night, and so on. So I asked her, please, Shimataji, whatever may happen, never let me go against you. And she again stayed silent for a while, and then she said, okay, done. And and then I stayed for a few years without seeing her. So again, it was a kind of protection, let's say, on us as children of Vyadi Shakti.
A beautiful boon to ask for, because here we are. I mean, so kind of Shrimataji. She has granted us our self-realization and accepted us as her children. And yet she's the Mahamaya. It's very easy to get lost. So that was
Really.
um, a very purposeful boon that you asked for, probably when you were in your early 20s.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so let's see this photo here. It's a beautiful puja photograph.
Yeah, the quality of the photo is very high actually, because it was done with, of course, with film camera, and it was done with a Ektachrome, that was a special film
Uh-huh.
that we used, and we can see a ray of sun on the
Yes,
left hand of Shri Mataji.
yes.
And it was so beautiful because there was a hole in the canvas, in the
Uh-huh.
pendle. So a ray of light came on her left hand, and I found this photo so also so powerful, so blissful, and I mean, truly, she is so divine in this photo.
When and where was this, Duilio?
It was in Nasik, always
Ah.
84. It was a puja in Nasik. You know that when we had this Maharashtrian tour,
Mhm.
usually we had like 7, 8 pujas in 1 month,
Wow,
because in the main city she used to have pujas. For example, this one was in Nasik.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Great. That is amazing to know about those beautiful days where there were two India tours, one of Maharashtra and the other in the rest of India or North
Yeah.
India as
In the north
such.
of India. Yes.
Yeah, wow.
When the buses became so many, then she chose to have the train. So yogis were just moving by train,
Uh-huh.
following her.
Wow. Okay, now we come to another photo you've taken in India, and this is a very powerful, very popular photo of Shri Mataji that cures people. Would you please tell us the background to this photo and how did you come about to take it, please?
Oh, it was just by coincidence. Actually, we do absolutely nothing. She is the one who does everything. So she decided to add this photo. But the funny story, not funny, but interesting story is what it is behind it. Because somehow, uh, of course, I did this photo, and then I forgot about that. And one day, a yogi, when Shimataji started the Vashi hospital, the Vashi center close to Mumbai, a yogi asked her which kind of photo they should use to cure people. And she opened her purse and she took out this photo and gave to him and said, "You can use this photo for curing people." And that was in Vashi. Now, the interesting part is that this man, this yogi who asked which photo should be used, was uh, Mr. Kinjale, who was the coordinator of Satara. And by the way, this photo was taken in his house. And when he saw the photo, he could see, of course, the chair of Shimataji, he could see the Manga Sutra that
Yes.
was done by his wife personally. So he could see that this photo was taken exactly in his house, but no one knows, of course, who did the photo. Uh, but again, a strange part is that it was the daughter of Mr. Kenjale is Dr. Sujata, and she's an Ayurvedic doctor.
Yes.
And Satara actually is a place where uh, the Ayurvedic medicine is very much respected and is one of the many center for Ayurvedic medicine in India. So it's not a coincidence, let's say. Uh, and then it's so strange because who told me all this story was the husband of Sujata while we were driving a van full of boy going to marry here in Cabella. And interesting that he didn't know that I took this photo. No one knows. And he was telling me this story. So it was like a puzzle where all the pieces are coming together. And and yes, and it seems that that night, that day of the puja, it seems that, I mean, this is what Dr. Sujata told me, that her father told her that that day Shimataji said to him, "Take picture of me because today is a very special day."
Mm.
And then everyone forgot about that. And then again, this photo came out after many years from Shimataji's purse. So it's
So
quite.
did you had the opportunity to show the photos you had taken of Shri Mataji?
Some of them I show, yeah, to Shimataji, and not this one. I mean, you are not there to make
No,
show of yourself in front of Shimataji. Please, should be
no.
quite. Yeah, and this photo, for example, you see, was taken just few seconds before or later. I should check on the film just to see if this one was taken before or later the other one. You can show again the other one and then this one again. Yeah,
This one?
yeah, this one and then the other one. You see, there are little difference between one and
Yes,
the other.
yes.
And this one is perhaps even stronger when the right
Yeah.
I also how you call eyebrow is rising up.
Mm.
And she said that one eye is enchanting the boots and the other one is killing the boots. No, the double aspect of the Devi. that
Wow.
can be loving, but can also be terrifying for the negativity.
Yes, and saving her devotees.
Yeah, so the photo was taken. Yeah, this feet, sorry, this feet, these holy feet are taken is exactly in the same day, in the same
Wow.
puja that it was in Satara.
So what puja was this then?
You know, in that period, we had so many puja that the puja had not truly a specific a
Yes.
specific deity. For example, we had a puja. I didn't send you the photo, but we had a puja, for example, in Kolhapur, and in
Mm-hmm.
Kolhapur she was holding the lotus in her hand, because of course in Kolhapur there is the cult of Shri Mahalakshmi, and she was doing a puja to Shri Mahalakshmi or to Shri Lakshmi. So that is why she was keeping the lotus in her hand. But otherwise, it was just pujas to her in different form.
Wow, beautiful, beautiful. I've never seen Shri holy lotus feet on the occasion of this puja that happened, because we have, of course, Shri Dhanavantri aspect of Shri everywhere, and so many yogis have it all over the world. So it's a real um, privilege to see Shri holy lotus feet on that occasion. Beautiful. Thanks for sharing that. So there's another photo here that you have sent. And would you please share with us where and when this was? Beautiful.
This one was taken in Milano, and it was in 85. And she she was staying at home, and she had a meeting with a journalist. And now here she was saying hello to the journalist. I was close to her, so I could take this photo there. And I found it is quite sweet because she's
Yes,
saying namaskar to us.
yes, very
So
beautiful.
so it was in Milano in 85. This one was when I was young. It was in 84 in Milano in a pizzeria. And yeah, you know, Shimataji, when you are with her, she usually she was quite motherly. And
Yes,
so uh, here you can see it was quite informal meeting. Of course, there were other yogis sitting at the table. By chance, I was close to her, so she was talking nicely to us in such a sweet way.
yes. And so informal. But Shri doesn't have a plate in front of her. Did she eat?
Yeah, of course, she did, and most probably she finished before
Yeah.
me. Of me, yeah.
Yes, I would
Uh,
imagine.
yeah, I mean, sometimes it's not easy to sit at the same table of Sri
Tell us
Mataji.
about it, because I don't think a lot of us have had that golden opportunity to to eat in a restaurant with Shri. What was it like? Tell us, please.
Yeah, actually, I tell you, I had quite a few occasions for that, to sit with Shri Mataji in restaurant. For a period, she called me to travel with her around France, looking for castle to buy, and so in that occasion also. Uh, but I mean, let's say that it was in my case. Some people find Shimataji very motherly. It was never my case. I always saw Shimataji like a guru, never like a mother. And I know that once she said to a yogini, Duilio can see me only as a guru, but I am a mother also. But I couldn't see her like as a mother. For me, she was always my guru, and then she was Shri Adi Shakti herself. So for me, it was never so easy to be with her because I could, because she knows exactly anything about you. And I always felt myself so full of defect and limits. And to be in front of Shri Mataji, so full of defect, is not easy when you know that she knows everything about you. Many times I felt inappropriate, or I don't know how to say in English, not able to be close to her in such a way. But
Inadequate,
she,
maybe.
sorry?
Inadequate.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for the word, inadequate. The point is that she was always so motherly that she doesn't show how she doesn't show how she knows everything about you. Even when she correct you in front of other people, she she'll how to say, she does it in a sweet way, not to put you in how you say, embarrass, not to embarrass you.
Yes.
For example, I remember one night she was correcting me, pointing out whatever I did wrong, but she didn't say, "You stupid guy did such a stupid things." No, she was talking about a fourth person living in India that did such and such wrong things, and that she gave her this suggestion to correct himself. But it was exactly what I did. So she was just talking about. I mean, when she was correcting you, she was always so gentle and motherly. Yeah. But
Wow.
sometimes also, I few times I also saw Shri Mataji very furious, and I tell you, it was not easy, not easy at all, not
No,
easy at all.
that wasn't.
Yeah.
Okay, this is
Yeah, with a number photo I found very beautiful. As you see, most of the photo of took of Shri Mataji, they are very serious one
yes,
because I catch Shri Mataji always in the form of the guru or the
yes.
Adi Shakti, not as a mother. That is one of my limitations for sure. And this one was taken in 87 in Aurangabad
Wow. Beautiful.
during another puja. Yes, always in India.
Beautiful.
Yeah, you see again, always in this very strong aspect.
Yeah.
This was most probably this was the way I was seeing Shri Mataji, as a guru. And
Yes.
only later on, I could feel Shri Mataji as a mother. And I tell you, it was such a release.
Really.
Yeah, one day I found myself just in the lap of Shri Mataji, and it was such a wow. And so I felt I could recognize Shri Mataji as a mother also. And it was so gentle and so heart opening. I don't know how to express anymore than that. My English is so limited, I cannot express
No,
properly.
no, no, not at all. Thank you. You're absolutely expressing yourself and beautifully because Shri is doing it all. So tell us about this. We'll come back to that experience in a minute.
Yeah, this one was taken in 1989 during the first program she had in Brazil.
Ah,
Because she was in our house in Brazil, she asked my wife and me to go to Brazil to start Sahaja Yoga there. So, of course, we invited Shimataji to come and she had a public program. But before the public program, we had this little puja. And in another photo I took of Shimataji, she was always looking in the camera. I could send you 10 photos of this puja, and always she was looking in the camera. But
wow,
suddenly, she was not looking at me and she looked in the sky, and this light come into the photo.
wow.
So of course she could see the light, something that I couldn't see
Yes,
in that moment, because there was no reason for her to look in the sky when just few seconds before she was looking at me, and all the photo, when there is no light, she was looking at me. When the light came in, she was looking at the light. So that is a test that she could see whatever we cannot. And yeah, it was a strong puja. And then she said, "Now you can go. You are protected, like Shri Durga is protecting you." So we went there to start the program, and it was quite funny because she said, "You start talking, but I'm coming quite soon." So I went there, started introducing Shri Mataji, and she would not, she didn't come, and and it was quite embarrassing because I stayed for 1 or 2 hours just doing the introduction, waiting for her to come. But at the end, she came, and the hall was completely full. Let's say 800 people were there in the hall waiting for her. It was so beautiful.
Which year is this? And Shri Mataji asked you and your good wife to go to Brazil.
She asked us during the India tour in 88, when in December, when we were in Pakistan. We were with her, and she asked me to go to Brazil. Actually, I was living in Brazil. Then I came back, and when we met, she said, "How was Brazil?" I told her, "Shimataji, now I'm coming back to Italy." And you can you imagine we did an intercontinental move of all the house. So I came back to Italy, and then we went to India to and here in Pakistan, in her house, she said that we should go back to it to Brazil. So again, we did another intercontinental move back to there. And yeah, because I said, "Shmati, no, and now we are back to Italy to yeah." And she said, "No, no, you cannot, because next year I'm supposed to be in Brazil." And so we said, "Okay, Jishi Mataji." So we moved there again, and we started, and we organized a public program for her, and everything started in Brazil. And another story, just to show how Shri Mataji knows everything, the past and the future, is that the day she said, "Oh no, next year I have to be in Brazil." So okay, we went there. But when she came, she arrived with a yogi from Australia that actually he was an Argentinian guy living in Australia. And he told me a story that exactly 4 years before, that means in 85, she asked Shri Mataji, "Please, Shri Mataji, come to Argentina." And Shri Mataji told him, "No, Argentina is not yet ready, but in 4 years, we will start with Brazil, and then later on, we will go to Argentina." And that was exactly what happened, that in 99, she came to Brazil. So it was already planned by her since years before. But I mean, it is beyond our mind. We cannot understand it, how she can see future and past and present all together. Yeah.
All at the same time. And
Yes.
is that where you met Prasad Bhaiya first?
No, no, Passat was not there. Passat came to Brazil later on when I left Brazil. Then
Okay.
Shimataji, because when Shimataji came to Cabella in 91, I asked her permission to come back to Italy because actually, let's say that I felt my job was done in Brazil. So I asked her in 1991, 92, I asked her permission to come back to Italy because I wanted to stay close to her in Cabella. And she said, "Okay, come back." And then she sent Prasad in Brazil.
Okay. Beautiful
Yeah,
connection.
I sent you this photo. So because this photo was taken the same day of that puja, you know?
Ah,
So it is a photo taken in this first puja in Brazil
wow.
in 89. This is the only photo I feel that I show to Shri Mataji. I show to her, and she said, "Wow, so powerful is this photo." And she said, "You should use it for meditation. Uh,
Wow.
Tell to people that they can use this photo for meditation." So that is why I sent you.
Beautiful. Thanks for sharing. I believe this would be on Divine Cool Breeze catalog of photos where yogis can download and print. Is that right?
I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea because I kept always this photo with me, so I don't know where are they. So
Would you be
hopefully,
happy for us to share it
of
with
course,
you?
of course, of
Thank you.
course. Whatever you wish.
Thank you very much. Where is this now? This is
This is Brazil. When she came to
uh,
Brasilia, uh, yeah, I was younger with some hair still on my head. And yes, I was accompanying Shri Mataji to a meeting.
mm,
We were in the countryside of Brasilia, and
beautiful.
she was so happy in Brasilia. She said that the land is very special, full of vibration. She was very happy there, yes. And she
So
said
this is
that Brazil is truly a country of opportunity for the, I mean, spiritual opportunity for the future. Yeah.
the 1988. This would be summer.
Yeah. Yes, in Brasilia.
And this photo.
This
Tell
photo
me
was
about this
taken
one,
in
please.
Colombia,
Huh?
in 88. And you know, Colombia is is the country of, let's say, in South America. It's exactly on the Ande. And Shimataji was explaining how Sri Vishnu came on the Garuda to Colombia already in the past. And of course, Colombia also is on the Ande, that is the left side, that is the power Sri Mahakali. And when we took the photo, I can send you many more photo taken in that puja, and all of them are normal, just normal. But I don't know why when we took the photo of the feet of Shimataji, they came out blue.
Shri Vishnu.
And so I don't know how to explain that. And
Miracle photo.
yeah, somehow. And I remember that when when the guy who printed the photo saw it, he asked forgiveness and he said, I don't know what happened. Perhaps if you want, I can print another one because I don't know why it became like that. So sorry, it was full of. Okay, don't worry. We know what is. So that's it.
Beautiful, beautiful. What a lovely photo of Shri Mataji's Holy Lotus feet.
Yeah.
The Krishna colors. Wow. So,
So actually, there are uh, hundreds of photo, and I mean, in this book, but just to share for
yes,
example, this one
please.
of Guru Puja 83. So there are in London many more photo, but
Wow.
we took with Shri Mataji. Uh, I don't know how to share with people. If anyone wish to have, I can send them, no problem. And so the first part of the book is about. So here you, for example, you see the two photo of Dhanavantri
Dhanavantri
photo together, no, one close to the other, and so on. And so the first part of the book are hundreds of photos of Shri Mataji, and the second part of the book is with the diary.
experience.
Yeah,
Mm,
because actually Shri Mataji asked us to keep diary of experience
yes.
with her, and that is what we did. So we kept diary. This
Um,
photo also is quite beautiful. It's taken,
that's
it's photo of Sazada Puja in France in 84.
wow.
Okay, just
So
to,
beautiful. So beautiful. Thank you for sharing all these photos of Shri Mataji. Would you be happy to share? Can we put your email ID on the introduction to the video so that yogis who want photos can email you?
yeah, of
Um,
course, no problem.
Okay.
It will be a
And
pleasure.
the link of your books, because we'd put that there as well, because it's nice for people to have it um, for their for their own collection, I suppose, isn't it?
No, actually, I should tell that there are, of course, many stories of Shri Mataji, but there are also some important um, moments or talks that we had with Shri Mataji that you cannot find anywhere else. For
Yeah.
example, one night, I just remember because before talking with you, I took this book in the hand, and by the way, it come on a page where I'm telling what happened one night with Shri Mataji when she called me in her room, in her bedroom, till very late in the night, let's say till 2, 3 o'clock in the night, just talking about physics and subatomic, subatomic and quantum physics. And in this occasion, she said something so special about the subatomic physics that would be nice for people to know also.
And you've
So
got it in the book.
yeah. So I was reading about some part of it, and I tell you, they are so interesting.
Give us
What?
a line what she told you, please.
Sorry?
Give us a line from that.
Yeah, just for example, she was talking how I don't know if you know something about physics, but you know that atoms is made of electron around a nucleus made of
Protons and
proton.
neutrons.
Exactly. And she said that in the nucleus there is another particle that she gave a name, call it mesoton.
Yes.
And she said that actually this particle is not described in any physics book. And she said that this particle is the one who can carry the light. Is a particle that exactly was because I asked her permission to take a paper and writing down what she was dictating to me. So she said that this particle, they know how to act, they are free, they have their own intelligence. They are arbitrary on their own. They are free. And she said also, these mesotons are free and magnetic. So I asked her if they were free in the sense that they can go towards good or evil. And she replied, no, they can only go towards good when they are enlightened through vibration. They start transmitting that light. For example, this flower in front of me are vibrated because the mesotons are enlightened. And after 1,000 years, this table, and she said, touching the small wooden table in front of her, will still have vibration because I'm touching it now. So the mesotons are enlightened. And I asked her if the mesoton have charges. I mean, if they are magnetic. And she replied that they don't have any kind of charge, not positive or negative, but still, nevertheless, they are magnetic. Something that we cannot understand because for us, magnetics are only through
Yeah.
charges. So I
Electron.
asked you, Mataji, that the scientists have discovered that the existence of subnuclear particles that do not have any weight and or masses, and that they are like loose element in union between a particle with mass, such the gluons, and like the photons, for example. The photons have no mass. That is why they can go at the
Okay.
light speed. But she said that is not possible. And there's something like that about mesotons. And she said all particles have mass, even if they are, if even albeit so small that they haven't been able to measure it yet.
No.
To be
Wow.
weightless is a nonsense. Everything has a weight, even the soul has weight and water. Weight is a present of the Mother Earth.
Wow.
Even the soul has weight, she said.
Yeah, gosh.
And then she goes on like that, explaining many things about the mesotons, no? And so.
So we'll
And
have to
she
get
said,
that book to know
mesoton,
more about it.
sorry?
Have to get that book to know more about it,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, go on, please.
No, because she said that mesoton unite atoms through magnetic force. That is why one cannot break an atom. So I asked her, my reaction is very strong because you break the union created by mesoton. So I asked her, so Shri Mataji, is it not correct to use nuclear energy? And she answered, it is best not to have nuclear energy. It is best not to break the bound between atoms.
Wow.
And Mother said that the atoms of carbon has the shape of an omkara, and the swastika, the alpha and the omega, that is because of the intelligence of the mesotones. They organize the form of the carbon atoms. It is the four balances of the hands of Sri Ganesha and so on. And then she said also that her body, inside her body, we have exactly the 0 Kelvin degree.
Wow.
And you know, 0 Kelvin means minus 273 Celsius, minus. And she said that is why she can control temperature, because she has this full control on her. Can you understand that at 0 degree, all the mass, all the material, the energy is completely frozen,
Phases,
and
yes.
so that is why all the atoms are completely fixed. There
Yeah.
is no movement. The movement is just it's just because there is a, and when there is movement, there is a little of heat of the movement. When you have completely 0 degree, means that there is no movement at all, and that is the condition inside the body of Sri Mataji.
Wow.
Well,
And then that the soul has weight.
sorry. Yeah. Now, I'm talking like you. I'm reading right now because I didn't even remember about that, and uh, and while she spoke, the vibration were extremely cool and strong, and I was in awe before the infinity of Yadi Shakti. I couldn't help myself but from asking, Shri Mataji, how can you stand? How can we stand your infinite greatness and beauty? Because in front of her, in such a awe in front of it, and she said, and Mother replied, "You are special people, but now you have to go deeper." And she then commented that only the wise can grasp the depth of Sahaja Yoga. This feeling of awe that I'm trying somehow to describe, once we were in Rio de Janeiro in front of her, we were very few yogi, and I remember that before Shrimataji coming, I was telling to myself, Duilio, be careful. Don't forget that she is Mahamaya. Don't forget she is Mahamaya. Don't forget she's Mahamaya. I repeat to myself 1,000 times because I know how it's easy to fall into the trap. So while we were sitting in front of her, still I was trying to repeat this to me, to keep on my position, not to overcome, how to trespass, no? But there was a yogi that somehow started making a lot of questions. Also, quite interesting question about Shri Christ, and Shri Mataji was describing Christ, how he was, his figure, his mass, his color, his hair, and so on. And but then the questioning were becoming too many, and then she stopped us and she said, "Now stop questioning. You have to know who you are confronting. You have to know who I am." And she started assuming her position, not more as a mother, but as Adishakti herself. And I was sitting just at her feet, looking at her. And she asked us, now please put your hand on your heart and ask me to enter into your heart. So that we did. And then she asked us to put our hand on our Sahasrara, asking her, please come into our head. And then, of course, to put the left hand on the Nabi, asking, please come, Mother, come into my attention. And while doing that, I remember I was sitting in front of her, and she started growing and growing and growing and growing, and the room disappeared, and she was like a huge mountain just in front of me, and it was so difficult to stand this vision, and somehow it was in the same time so attractive that you cannot take out your eyes from this vision. In the same times, it was so somehow hard to stand such a greatness. And I remember when Shri Mataji asked to change her flying ticket, she wanted to stay one day more in Rio de Janeiro to work out the vibration of Rio de Janeiro. And so the next day, I took this opportunity to change the ticket. Of course, there was no online ticket at that time. You had to go to the agency. So it was a good excuse for me to stay somehow far from her because I was not able anymore to stay so close to her after seeing such a vision. And then she left. I remember we were in the airport, and I had a strange feeling because she looked at me and she greet me, and I don't say she say hello, namaste, all you know when you leave Sri Mataji, blah blah blah. And somehow she looked at me in a way like saying, "Yeah, I know what you saw of me," something like that. It was a dialogue without word. So we we had a confrontation. I mean, I was in front of her, full of awe and respect and devotion, and still so full of this feeling of being in front of the universe herself. And yeah, and she left, and but she looked at us, at me, and I felt that she knew what was going on, and wow, that's
Yes,
it.
you were completely awestruck. How long did that feeling of immense form of Shri? I mean, um, one only had the opportunity to witness in a dream, and that was scary, for want of a better word, to see Shri Mataji like that. So, how was it? Like, how long did it last? And one can sense the relief you would have to go out into the world and sort of escape, in a way,
In
from
a
the
way,
intensity of that powerful gaze.
yeah, yeah. I cannot say now. I remember, I mean, I know that it was not a dream, and I know that it was there. It was such a intense moment, and that she was so, and the relation became stronger and stronger. That is why, from being a guru, Shimataji became Shadi Shakti herself to me, and then only later on she became a mother to me. And
Tell us about this transition, this this change in your whole approach from well, worshipping Shri Mataji as your guru. When I first came to Cabella, I just loved the Mother's Day celebrations because in India, this is the form that we know. Shri Mataji is our guru, she is our God, she's everything to us. But in Italy, I saw that whole informal love of a child for her mother and the mother's love for her children, like so close, so informal. That was so beautiful. Tell us about that transition, please.
yeah, when you stay so close to Sri Mataji, as I said before, it's easy to forget how, I mean, at infinity, let's say, always the respect is there, of course, because in Kabir, no one was never missing respect to Sri Mataji, that is for sure. But still, she call you to talk about the road, to talk about the food, to talk about building, construction. I had occasion to spend many nights with Sri Mataji drawing. I am an architect, so she called me to draw houses. The house in Los Angeles, the castle in France, the roads in Cabella, and so on. So we used to project a lot with Sri Mataji. And in that moment, of course, always you keep this respect and this, but still she asks you to act in the world. And so it's true that she was also very pleased when we were celebrating the Mother's Day here in Cabella.
Very
One day,
much.
for example, just to say, I remember once she called me in the castle, and I was sitting at her feet, and she offered me tea and biscuit, and as usual, I said, no, no, thank you, Shri Mataji. And she looked at me very seriously and she said, you have to learn to accept from your mother because I have your mother and you have to accept what I'm giving you. So of course I pull my hair and accept tea and biscuit. In the same times, she was complaining of the people who were going to the castle taking advantage of their food, for example. People who were going to the castle to have food, to have tea and biscuits and so on. I mean, so many talk she was complaining about that. So when you are with Shri Mataji, you are just on the edge of a knife. You never know where you're going. Again, we are so limited, or at least I am so limited, that sometimes it's difficult to know where to position yourself, uh, not to exceed, not in one side. If you take, why are you taking? If you don't take, why are you not taking? So you are always in trouble in front of her, no? And yeah. So you were asking about this transition. I mean, the last part of the motherly side of mother, I just discovered once I was meditating in Brahmapuri, one of his perhaps 5 years, 6 years ago, and I just heard a talk of Shrimataji where she said how in front of her we have just to relax and just absorb a vibration, nothing else. And she said, like the tree, like the flower, like the leaves in the morning, open themselves to the ray of the sun without expecting anything, but just they open themselves to the sun. In the same way, you have to open yourself to my vibration. She's saying in the talks. And that for me was just a kind of, I mean, it's so simple. I heard that talks 1,000 times, but that day just
Yeah.
blow me out. And I felt myself on the lap of a mother. So I just lay down and say, okay, Ma, take me on your lap and just relax on her lap and finish. Yeah.
Wow,
But it's
amazing.
strange, every one of us is so different. We have different karmas, different life, different way of understanding our position in the world. I know of people to whom Shri Mataji never asked anything, while to me she asked it so many times to.
Yes, Duilio ji. So tell us about the story you were going to share
Which one?
about
About
the Guru Puja, because it's
uh,
the Guru aspect of Shri Mataji you held in the highest regard for a very long time, wasn't it?
yeah. Yeah, no, the nice story is that, I mean, you know that since 2004, Shri Mataji was speaking much less.
Yes.
And but we who were here in Cabella, we had many talks with Shri Mataji. So officially, she was not talking much, not even during pujas, but with us, she was talking. And people believe that Shri Mataji was completely retired in herself, and somehow it was. But for example, in 2007, 2008, she asked, for example, all the mayor of a valley to come to a palace, a castle here in Cabella, and she met them. And the night before, she asked us to brought down from the roof of from the under roof all the silver box, and she chose personally every silver object that she wanted to give as a present to these people, to the mayor of the valley, because she wanted to talk about the school. Uh, she talked about the school many, many, many times uh, about the importance of a school she wanted in Cabella. And that is why later on we did the school in Cabella. So in 2007, she met Olga Meyer, saying that she was going to do the school and she was explaining the importance of it for the children of the valley also. But what happened in 2008 for Guru Puja? I mean, in 2007, Shri Mataji appointed me as the coordinator in Italy. So I was supposed to organize the puja there for Guru Puja 2008. But I remember we remembered the puja before, how many yogi were there, and many of them couldn't fit into the hangar because the stage was on this. If you remember, in the beginning, I mean, if we come to the origin, in 1991, when she came to Cabella, the first pendle was on the river. Then from the river, we went up we put the pendle in the garden close to the castle. Then in 1995, Shri Mataji bought the hangar. So for Sazada Puja, we mounted the hangar close to the castle. Then in 1998, we moved the pendle down where it is right now. And in that time, we put the hanger exactly on the axis now north-south. And the stage was on the north. But on the back of the stage, on the back of the hanger, we had not much space. So not much people could fit inside the hanger. Not everyone who came to Cabella could see Shri Mataji. We are very sad about that. So we were expecting many more people for Guru Puja 2008. So I went to Shri Mataji and I asked her the permission to move the stage from one side to the other.
From the
And
north
so
to the south.
yeah, from the north to the south. So she asked me, why in the beginning you put the stage there? So I could explain Shri Mataji, the daughter of a mountain, are supposed to be venerated in the north, and the devotee should sit on the south. And the hangar is exactly on this axis, south, north. And she says, so why do you want to move the stage? Because in this way, much more yogis, because we can occupy all the space in front of the hangar right now, where people could see could sit there and can see you. And she say, okay, so move on. And she say, no problem for that, Shri Mataji. And she say, no. As I am the goddess, I can sit wherever I want. So it's fine for me to sit also in the south. So that is why we moved the stage south.
Wow.
And so we started dismantling the stage. But before doing that, I asked to the collective, are you ready to help in then to put up the stage? And they say, yeah, yes, of course, of course. So we started the work, and everyone said that they were ready to help. I don't know why, which kind of that just few days before the puja, the stage, and then suddenly everyone, so we have a stage to put on the other side, and no one was there to help. And so we were completely lost. I mean, we're not fully there. But then, I mean, we preached magic that night. Pretty much, I don't know what to do actually. In the way, we would not have the puja, and the next day we were there.
Sorry, your
Yeah,
network bandwidth was showing
yeah,
low and then it dropped.
yeah. Sorry. So suddenly, the same moment, car came. There were four people from Poland, and they came and they said, one was a, how do you say, a carpenter, one was a masonry. I mean, they know how to
Yes.
build up. So they came and said, we are here, we would like to help. What could we do? Wow, come. So they alone did all the job, and the stage was ready in the morning. Just in the morning, everything was ready just to be decorated, and so we could have this puja. So behind the scene, a lot of things were done I mean, but all was planned by the divine. And then we had this wonderful puja when Shri Mataji had this wonderful talk. And I most probably it was the only talk that she gave after the puja, not before.
Yes.
And she had
After
still
the
the crown.
Aarti. Yes.
Yeah,
When
after the after,
everyone
and
was
she had still.
expecting that we'll sit and meditate, and then Srimataji asked for the mic. Tell us, so when was this conversation with Srimataji about moving the stage? And if you remember, and also because Srimataji was talking so much at that time and such profound things that I think it every time you listen to it, there is a new meaning that one understands, isn't it? What was there any other conversation uh, informally after the puja or before the puja that you would like to share with us, please?
No, I tell you, Shrimati was not speaking much. No.
No.
But she was speaking especially about the school. Her attention was completely focused on the school. Not complete, sorry. Who am I to say such a thing? But with us, at least, she was speaking mainly about the school. For
There was a whole
example,
presentation as well in one of the evenings leading up to the puja where the presentation showed the dress, the uniforms that Srimataji had suggested for the children, all the details, yes. So that was definitely
it's true. It's true, but
priority.
I mean, starting from 2006, 2007, she sent us around all the valley looking for a place for the school. She described the house. She said that it should be a house with many stories and with a stone facade. In her vision, she saw the house and she described the house to us. So we went all around the valley looking for this house, taking picture of every house and then showing the house to her. And she said, not it, not this, not this. And I looked more for this house. It is there. And we couldn't find it. But actually, it was, and it was Casaforme. It was exactly the description of what she was telling us. Casaforme is exactly that. And the yogi, Sanjay, was living there, moreover. And he knew what Shimati was looking for, and we couldn't see again the Maya, how does it work? But
Yeah.
finally we'd find it, and she herself gave a check of 600,000 euro to buy the house because she wanted the school. I mean, I'm just telling that just to give importance to this school in Cabella because this is what she truly wanted. I mean, as I told you, she asked the mayor to come in the castle, and mainly of her talk was about the school. One day, one night, she asked her to take the car, and I was in the car with her, and we went around the valley to see one house that we found. She came to see it. We came back to the castle in the middle of the night, start drawing the staircase and some details. And once we finished to draw, she said, yeah, but it's not that. Look more for that. So again, the search started. And no, let's say that not only she sent us around the valley, but she herself came out looking for the house. And
Mm.
that was in the period where she was supposing she was not saying anything. I cannot listen you.
No, sorry. Um, so okay, Cabella School, and now it has expanded because I think in this last Shri Adi Shakti Puja, they announced that they were expanding the school, so which is great news, isn't it? The UK collective has made some contribution, which is so nice to see. the heart of the universe, of
Exactly.
the soul.
Exactly.
Um,
Again,
that's
the puzzle are joining together, different moments. And it's true. And now this building, that is the Ciminiera, will be used for the school of the children here in Cabella
yeah.
as an expansion, because in Casa Fome we cannot fit anymore. More and more children are coming to Cabella to study, so we need more space to expand. And there we have a lot of space to expand the school. So this is also a message to all the yogi that this was one of the main topics of Shri Mataji. Her attention was so much, her vision was so much on the school. Also, she said that we would understand the importance of the school only in 200 years. So it is our duty now just to do whatever she said. That is, give importance to the school. And one day we will understand, not we, our grandchildren will understand why.
Wow. 200 years it will take. Gosh,
Gosh.
4 generations. Okay. But yes, then the divine time is definitely very, very vastly different from our own limited human understanding and sense of time. Duilio, would you tell us, because you were in the Navy as a young man, and then you became an architect. Is that what your profession was? You are an architect, right?
Yeah.
So were you also involved at some point, or were present in discussions? Because it was the Western Sahaja Yogis who requested Shri Mataji to have that school in India in Dharamshala, wasn't it? Do you recollect any conversations from there?
No, actually, it was the idea of Dharamshala, I suppose, come from Yogi Mahajan, who had a land there and offered the land to build up a school. And Shimataji was quite happy to have a school there because it's such a beautiful environment. All my children have studied there in Dharamshala, actually. It is such a,
It
I
is
mean,
outstanding, yeah.
full of vibration, yeah. And of course, she asked us personally to send the children there, and that we did. Yeah.
Yes, and that therefore one can sort of in our own limited human understanding see why Shri Mataji's emphasis on giving a Sahaja education for the children and therefore the school and Cabella as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's something beyond my comprehension, actually.
Mm.
So I can just say what I understand, but I'm quite aware that I understand very little of the vision of Shri Mataji because her vision is so multi-level, and
Yeah,
usually we can understand only one little piece of the play, while she has the full vision of all the play. So the full reason why she wanted the school here, I mean, is not clear to us. I know for sure that one lady came from Austria to offer to Shimataji the possibility to have the Sahaja school in Europe, in Austria. And Shimataji answered clearly that no, she wanted the school in Cabella, not in Austria.
wow.
So that is for sure. That is what I know for sure. And so that is why we are here and we are trying to I would say accomplish
Yes,
a request, a vision.
and to fulfill her,
Yeah,
yes,
in
vision and
our limitation, we are trying to do whatever she asks us.
did Shimataji ever mention about the higher education of these children? Because they're very nice and protected till a certain age, and then they go out and they see a world where there is no valencies, no. So is there any sort of recollection like that?
No, as far as I remember, there is also the desire to little by little grow up with the school till the university, let's say. So
Yeah.
that is our desire also in the future to expand for the next generation to go further in our yeah to explore the school more and more. Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're right, because most of the time these young, they are in such a protected and wonderful environment for so many years, and then suddenly they are thrown out into this mad world, and but
Yes.
somehow is what I mean they are designed for. Shmati said that there is no use to prepare the boat and to keep it in the port. And
Yes.
somehow, yeah, you have to put the boat into the raw sea to check also how the boat can stand the sea. And
Absolutely.
most of the time, Shimataji was putting us into test, and not easy
Seaworthy,
test.
as Shimaji says, isn't it? Seaworthy to see.
Yeah, yeah. Unluckily, we saw many brothers and sisters lost the way.
Yes.
But I mean, she said that is the way she's testing us every day, every moment. It is up to us
Yes.
to stand the test. So
Absolutely. Yes. Keep our attention in Sastra and try and do our very best to please Shrimataji to keep her prasanna and
yeah, the
happy.
only way is to just to hold their sari.
Yes. Hanging on.
Again, we are so limited that if it depends on us, we would be lost. It is
Yes.
just by her grace and by her love that we are still here.
It is
Definitely.
totally her blessing and her grace on us. So thank you so much, Duilio Cartocci. Thank you so much for taking your time and talking to us from Cabella, Shri Mataji's castle in Cabella, and sharing your wonderful memories. Jai Shri Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji.
Thank
And
you, Shri Mataji,
thank
for
you, Mataji, and thank you for the opportunity. Bye, Jai Shri Mataji. Namaste.
Namaste. Thanks.